Prepare to get gas because it's time for the weekend gear. I'm back for the first twig of 2024, ready for a brand new year of brand new gear. This show is brought to you by Truefire. More about them in a bit. The guitar world has woken from its holiday season winter slumber with some very exciting rumors and releases, including the very strong possibility of Gibson making amplifiers again. I can't wait to talk about that at some point this year. Okay, let's kick off this week's most exciting gear releases with a very divisive signature model from Schecter. Machine Gun Kelly, that's a name that makes some guitar players go, ooh. Some guitar players go, yay! And some guitar players go, huh? Well, MGK has a new signature model that is sure to cut through the mix. It's a bolt-on single humbucker at the bridge electric guitar in the shape of a razor blade. And I want to make this really clear right now. I love it. Sorry. I love weird shaped guitars and I love deviations from the norm, and this really milks my goat. Spec-wise, we're looking at a basswood body with a thin C profile 3-piece maple neck, a pretty flat 14-inch radius ebony fretboard with lume-inlay glow-in-the-dark side dots and a Graphtec nut. Also, hardware seems great. It's got a hip-shot hardtail bridge and Schecter locking tuners. The single humbucker is a Schecter USA Pasadena Plus, which also has a volume control and a kill switch. And of course, the body is a razor blade, which sounds like John Mayer gone emo. In fact, the whole guitar reminds me of an emo Bo Diddley. The thing is, the Machine Gun Kelly razor blade is the epitome of signature guitar. It's meant to turn heads, and it's art, according to Machine Gun Kelly. But with those specs, it should be a rock-solid stage performance. My doorbell. Sorry, MGK. Anyway, yeah, it's a true signature guitar, and it's going to turn heads on stage. It's going to make people say, ooh, that's a fun-looking guitar. But with those specs, it should be an absolute rock-solid stage performance instrument. I think it will almost certainly stay in tune with some power chords, and I would like to play one on stage. Price-wise, I first saw this at over $2,000, but Schecter seemed to have dropped this to a cutthroat price of $1,499. Regardless of what X or the internet may think of it, I take my hat off to MGK and Schecter for getting the mainstream media talking about guitars. That's always good, I think. Yeah. I said X as well. Twitter, you know. I'm not on there anymore. I'm on Threads, by the way. At number 4 this week is another signature product, but this time it's a pedal from MXR, and the artist is the late, great Randy Rhoads. We will soon be getting the Randy Rhoads signature Distortion Plus, and all we know so far is that it looks very Randy. A while ago, MXR were given special access to Randy's custom-made, all-in-one pedalboard spaceshipy thing that he called the Chip Pan, as the main drive pedal in that behemoth thing was an MXR Distortion Plus. But legend says that when they tried to replicate the pedalboard by having a second set of pedals set up in the same order as Randy's Chip Pan board, it didn't quite sound right. I don't know if you can hear that, but my kids are going nuts up there, and my boy sounds like a chimpanzee, and my girl is screaming like a banshee. Trying to talk about guitars here. Anyway, so even though very little is known about this pedal, it doesn't look like this is a standard Distortion Plus with a funny, cool paint job, which also means it's almost certainly going to be more expensive than the price of a standard Distortion Plus, which is currently about $100. I am really looking forward to hearing more from this, even though it sadly won't be ready for NAMM, which is in a few weeks. Before we get to number 3 on the list, it's now time to talk about this week's sponsor, Truefire. Truefire have over 80,000 online guitar lessons. How about learning from players like Andy Timmons, or Greg Koch, or Orianthe, or Steve Vai? Now, the reason that I learn from Truefire is because they have these interactive lessons with split-screen camera angles and on-screen tabs. You can purchase lessons individually, and I've done that in the past, or you can sign up for streaming access to all courses and song lessons. During this holiday period, you can get a year of access for a discounted $99, and if you're watching this when that sale is over, just use the promo code in the video description and you'll still get a discount. And one of my favorite courses that I've bought has to be the 50 Guitar Licks You Must Know series. If you also take that course, you might recognize where I've been stealing certain licks from. So if you want access to over 1,500 lessons from more than 400 artists and educators, follow the link in the video description and let Truefire help you become a better guitar player today. By the way, if you're enjoying this sometimes weekly show, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up so that more people get to see it in the future. Thank you. Third on the list is a new start for Martin guitars, maybe. Made in the US Nazareth factory, Martin have just released the GPCE Inception Maple, which introduces a new innovative approach to building acoustic guitars. Okay, here we go, I'll bite. On the outside, this single cutaway amber fade finish acoustic doesn't look that different to what we're used to, but inside, oh boy, this is where things get fun. Inside the GPCE, Guitar Players Cutaway Edition, no, I don't know what GPCE stands for, but inside are a bunch of sonic channels, and the scalloped bracing is skeletonized, which apparently results in increased sustain and amplitude. It optimizes airflow and reduces the guitar's mass without losing structural support. To put that in terms that I understand, the new insides help more sound get outside, which makes guitar louder without losing sustain. Also, the inside looks like a church. Martin's idea here was to give players the Martin sound, but use sustainable woods domestic to the USA. What's the price of innovation? $3,999, which for a Martin guitar is about right. But this will be at the NAMM show in a few weeks, so expect a full video from me on that very soon. At number 2 this week is a ridiculous idea that just might save rock and roll. You know how easy it's become for us guitarists to reduce the weight of our rig and leave our tube amps at home and go to a gig with just a backpack and some kind of modeler in a guitar case, and then put that modeler through the PA and hope that someone knows what they're doing? Well, Laney are here to say no to lightweight rigs by giving us the Laney LFR-412, which is a 2,600 watt full range flat response 4x12 guitar cabinet with a fancy LED light. The weight? 42.8 kilograms, which is not only heavier than a Marshall 1960A, but it's almost half as heavy as me. Does the weight put me off? Hell no. I love it, but I wouldn't want to carry it. So the idea is that you can now put your modeler through a real 4x12 that can act as your on-stage monitor, looking cool behind you, and send a signal to the front of house. Now, apart from the LED lights that you can turn off, by the way, it looks like a fairly normal rock and roll cab, but inside are 4 12-inch H&H designed Black Series woofers and a 1-inch La Voce DF10 compression driver. I don't know. This stackable cab is plywood and the handles look pretty strong, and I've tried Laney cabs before. They are rock solid and easy to grab hold of. The cab also has a selection of IR outs. It's got USB for access to the IR app for choosing IRs, and there's a link out for linking together more cabs, just in case 2,600 watts and 42 something kilos isn't enough. I genuinely think that this product is insane. It's loud, it's heavy, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare to put in a backpack and take on the train. But it is very rock and roll. Sweetwater have it listed at $1,799, which is also stadium rock style pricing. But if you absolutely must have a 4x12 for your digital modeler, this might be the only way of doing that. And it's got a cool LED light.
Andy's Pick of the Week!
At number 1 this week is something from Ibanez. A few days ago, the new Ibanez 2024 catalog dropped and lots of new models were announced, and oh my goodness, there was some serious guitar porn to peruse. And I've already talked about the new Iceman models, so I couldn't pick that, and I really couldn't pick a favorite, so I had to choose one that had great specs, was well priced, and was really pretty. So, my pick of the week is the Ibanez RGT1221 PB-SWL. We're looking at a neck-through, hard-tailed monobridge RG, and it is stunning. There's a 3mm poplar burl top on an American basswood body. It's got a Wizard 3 7-piece maple walnut neck with a 15 3/4 radius ebony fretboard, which has 24 jumbo stainless steel frets with that premium fret edge treatment. As for pickups, this has a DiMarzio Air Norton at the neck and a DiMarzio Tone Zone at the bridge. Controls are master volume, master tone, and a 5-way switch. The finish is called SWL, stained wine red low gloss, and to top it off, those block inlays are mwah. I really love how this guitar looks, and I dig it so hard, and I can't wait to have one in my hands. I might mention that I'm going to NAMM in a couple of weeks, and yeah, so I'll play it there, because Ibanez always have this big old booth, and I'll spend quite a lot of time there with my mate Dan, and Ibanez are spoiling us this year with RGs and S-Series, not to mention some rather fun-looking acoustics as well. So, yet again, I shall be reporting back with more videos with some Ibanez goodness very soon. Ibanez is. Thank you to the supporters of this show who now have their names on screen right now. If you want your name up in lights, then click on the join button right down there on YouTube or visit my Patreon link. And here's a very special thank you to the top tier members. April Kurtz, PQ Dead, Dustin Bonnet, Stephen S, Gary O'Neill, Josh Tanberg, Sarang Narayan, Chris Huff, Alinta Boston, Doug Paget, Boom Shakalaka, Dirk. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, Buzzle, Michael Lerner, Buddha Blue, and Hugh G. Rection. Thank you, top tier members. You make my heart full. Go ahead and click there to subscribe, comment on your pick of the week down below, and I will see you in the next one.